So volleyball takes place in a warehouse because when you have so many courts put together, the only place that can fit it are usually warehouses. As far as its location in San Marcos, it's right in the middle of several schools. You got Mission Hills, San Marcos, High Tech High. You got a bunch of schools here that are really heavy on the volleyball community, as well as other North County schools like Carlsbad High School, Escondido High School, other places like that. So that's why SoCal is in a warehouse and also kind of in the middle of San Marcos.
Go for it.
What is your name?
My name is Allison Alden.
How long have you been playing for, and how long have you been coaching for?
I've been playing volleyball for probably 9 years, and I've been coaching for 3.
Okay. What is your history here at SoCal?
Well, I started playing volleyball here at SoCal when I was in 7th grade, and I finished my volleyball career through high school here, and then my freshman year of college I came back and I started working as a coach when I was on break from college, and now I'm here coaching my own team.
Nice. Switching topics here, have you seen or personally seen or heard of any kind of delinquent acts happening here in the club or at any other club events?
Yeah, the one big delinquent act that I've heard of here at SoCal is kids stealing food from the cafe.
Is that a frequent event? Does it happen often?
I'm pretty sure it happens often. I see at least one kid a day stealing food from the cafe.
Nice. Not nice, but alright. Do you believe at all if there's a connection between the household and the way the athletes behave while they're here?
I think there's definitely a connection between kids' households and how they act outside of their house. If they have a tough household environment, I think that they'll definitely lash out more here at practice, be late, goof around, not focus, try to distract other kids.
Okay. Why do you believe that the kids are stealing from the cafe?
So the cafe is an honor system. There is a box they can put cash in, or there's a code that you can Venmo SoCal Athletics. And I think because the cafe is really not surveillance too much, kids just think that they can do it and get away with it. But more and more kids have been getting in trouble because there are cameras, but they just don't get in trouble at the time that they do it. So they think it's okay.
Okay.
Why do kids steal from the cafe? Research has shown that kids may be too immature to understand how dangerous risk-taking can be and are unable to assess the chances they're taking. According to the book, emphasis on consumerism in high school, peer respect is bought through the accumulation of material goods. For those kids whose families cannot afford to keep up, drug deals and theft may be a shortcut to getting coveted name brand clothes and athletic shoes.
What do you think SoCal can do or is already doing to prevent things like this from happening?
One thing that just changed this week was SoCal is putting a full-time employee in the cafe because of how much this is a problem. They're losing a lot of money on buying snacks for the kids, and they sell it really cheap for like $1. So they're just putting an employee in the cafe to make sure people pay.
Do you think demographics play a role in who is taking stuff from the cafe or committing delinquent acts here at the club?
I don't see the demographics really playing a role in who is stealing from the cafe. I think it's just whoever thinks that they can get away with it and get their hands on it without a consequence.
Okay, nice. And lastly, have you seen any delinquent acts happening around the club, in the area around the club?
The only thing that I can think of is I have seen people spray paint graffiti on these front walls here. I don't know who's doing it, but it's definitely someone doing it a couple times a year, and then we just repaint over it and hope it doesn't happen again.
Could it be someone from the club or just someone out in the city?
I don't know. I think it's not someone from the club. I mean, these club kids they're kids. They're high schoolers. They're high school females who I have not seen like a big delinquent act from, and I don't really see that happening here at this club. But I mean, it's a possibility, but I think it's highly unlikely that it is these kids.
I lied. Last question. Do you believe sports helps play an effect in them not committing major delinquent acts?
I think sports definitely play an effect. There's different ways that these kids can cope, and me growing up playing volleyball was my coping mechanism. Like anger, sadness, anything that I could bring outside of sport, I would just get it out in sport, and I think a lot of these kids feel the same way. This is their outlet for all of their emotions.
Okay.
Alright, so according to research from PubMed Central and CBI.gov, popular wisdom and indeed public policy tend to be guided by the assumption that athletic participation deters antisocial behavior, as indicated by the emergent popularity of the midnight basketball program in the 1990s as a crime reduction strategy. Much of the rationale of these programs is rooted in the premise of social bond theory, which posits that strong bonds to society, attachment to non-delinquent significant others, commitment to conventional institution, involvement in pro-social theory activities and beliefs, and conventional value system discourage delinquent behaviors. Organized sports presumably strengthen social bonds by building character. In general, encouraging engagement in pro-social networks of peers and adults, and reducing unstructured, unsupervised leisures, time conducive of opportunistic delinquency. School-sponsored sports programs also give adolescent athletes incentives to conform by providing them with valued and visible school activities that can be taken away if they violate team training rules or otherwise get in trouble.
Well, thank you for letting us interview you today. Thank you.
Thank you.
According to research done by the National Library of Medicine, it suggests that mentoring programs have the potential to positively impact delinquency amongst high-risk youth. While prior reviews have highlighted the effectiveness of mentoring, there remains a need to further examine how mentoring can specifically affect youth at high risk for delinquency.